Have you ever wondered why assessment is a cornerstone in the learning process? It's not just about grades or rankings, it's much more than that. Assessment plays a fundamental role in the learning journey, serving as a powerful tool for both teachers and students alike. Think of it as a mirror reflecting the level of student understanding. It provides a snapshot of what students know, what they understand, and how they can apply what they've learned. This feedback is invaluable, guiding teachers to tailor their instruction to meet the diverse needs of their students. But that's not all. Assessment also ignites student engagement. It encourages students to actively participate in their own learning, fostering a sense of ownership and responsibility. It motivates them to strive for improvement and growth, transforming learning into an exciting journey of discovery. Without assessment, it would be like navigating a ship without a compass. It's the beacon that guides the learning journey, ensuring we're on the right path towards knowledge and understanding. Now that we understand the value of assessment, let's dive into the concept of assessment for learning. This is a term you may have come across in educational circles. But what does it truly mean? At its core, assessment for learning is a philosophy that transforms the traditional view of assessment. Instead of seeing it as a final judgment or a measure of student competence, assessment for learning reimagines it as an ongoing process. A process that guides both teaching and learning in real time. It's worth noting here that assessment for learning is not to be confused with assessment of learning. While the latter refers to those assessments that happen at the end of a learning period, think final exams or end-of-unit tests, assessment for learning happens continuously. It's woven into every lesson, every activity, every interaction in the classroom. But how does this work in practice? Well, assessment for learning involves using assessment data to advance, not merely monitor, student learning. This could be through quizzes, classroom discussions, or even observing a student's problem-solving process. It's about gathering insights into a student's understanding and using those to shape subsequent instruction. One of the key features of assessment for learning is its focus on feedback. It's not about right or wrong answers, but about identifying areas for improvement and providing constructive, actionable feedback. This feedback is a powerful tool for enhancing student performance and fostering a growth mindset. It's a conversation, a two-way street where students are active participants, not passive recipients. And that's another significant aspect of assessment for learning. It promotes active engagement in the learning process. Students are encouraged to self-assess, to reflect on their learning, and to set their own goals. This not only builds their self-confidence, but also equips them with the skills to be lifelong learners. In essence, assessment for learning shifts our perspective of assessment from a mere grading tool to a compass guiding the learning journey. Let's distill the essence of our discussion on assessment for learning. We've journeyed through the significance of assessment in learning, and we've unpacked the transformative concept of assessment for learning. It's time to highlight the key takeaways and how they can make a difference in our educational landscape. So, what have we learned? Assessment is not merely a means to an end, a way to assign grades. Rather, it's a critical tool in the learning process, a compass that guides both educators and students on the path to knowledge. Its role goes beyond measuring what students know. It's about identifying what they don't know yet and guiding them to that understanding. Assessment for learning shifts our perspective. It's a paradigm change from focusing on grades to focusing on guidance. It's about seeing assessment as a continuous dialogue, a feedback loop that helps students understand where they are in their learning journey, where they need to go, and how to get there. This approach is not about the end of the learning process, but about the process itself. It's about providing students with clear, constructive feedback that empowers them to take ownership of their learning. It's about creating a learning environment where mistakes are not failures, but opportunities for growth and improvement. For educators, employing assessment for learning means becoming facilitators of learning rather than just providers of knowledge. It means using assessment to inform instruction, to tailor teaching to student needs, and to engage students actively in their learning. It's about fostering a culture of self-assessment and reflection, where students are encouraged to think critically, to question, and to seek answers. So, As we bring this discussion to a close, let's keep in mind that assessment for learning is not a quick fix. It's a journey, a shift in mindset that requires time, patience, and commitment. But the rewards are worth the effort. Remember, assessment for learning is not about grading, but guiding. It's about turning assessment into a tool that not only measures but also promotes learning.